Yay, we're live. Okay. Welcome to another episode of Minneapolis by Night. Today we've got Abel after leaving Erebus. He is standing on the outer rim of the abyss as a mission from the Lady of the Lake in Erebus. He was sent here to send a message to apparently someone named Setau who could be found apparently in the abyss.
Abel's all the while trying to look for this person is just basically the human that is on the inside is face palming and repeatedly calling himself stupid and yelling at himself. What did we just learn from the Silver Lake? Why didn't we ask questions? God damn it! But he's going to be going around, hopefully stealthily, but then again, he's got like freaking insane Curse of Aeolus right now.
Yeah, you're pretty much the area is pretty much a flat plain of rock and mud with grain mists.
He's activated Sense Magic, which probably was even more stupid. Because it went everywhere.
Right?
It's all magic, stupid.
Blinded by magic.
And more than likely, he's going to keep Sense Worm to himself because that would be even more stupid.
Yeah. Good thinking. You would put yourself into a coma.
A catatonic coma, and I could just imagine freaking Lupus on his back. Oh god!
On the plane of the abyss, twitching.
Anyways, he's going to roll perk alert at a -2 diff. Actually, I don't think there's any sensory boost from Hispo, but
no, I don't think there's perception. There might actually, maybe, because it is kind of it's kind of closer to wolf, more wolf than human.
I would say like -1.
I can actually take a look see.
Probably be like -1, not the -2 for the freaking littler form.
I'll just pull up a miscellaneous sheet, and if my computer will let me. I don't think you get any perception bonuses, but
probably
I guess
not.
I should have had that pulled up before.
Albeit he does have 3 successes. He doesn't know what he smelled, but he smelled something over there.
Smells something over there, huh?
Basically, he's like near a tree in the picture, and is like, "What the hell is over there?"
Okay, you have you can see through the mists a little bit, and a ways in front of you, you see a very large, dark pit, which you know what it is.
He's burning a willpower to resist that curiosity. No looking in the abyss. He focuses his mind with, I've been meaning to get with Paul to learn Curse of Aeolus. Apparently, I'm going to be doing this the hard way, and all the while he's going to scan with his nose because that's a little bit more better than his eyes at the moment because he doesn't want to look at the dark thing in the corner ever again.
Well, it's out in the distance where you can actually see that there's still like stuff on the outer edges, though it is far and wide. It's almost like looking at a lake.
Yeah, he doesn't want to look at that lake. He doesn't like that lake. Albeit he's thirsty as hell, but and he's thinking, probably thinking, water would be so good right now. But no, don't look over there. Don't look at the lake. Follow your nose. That's one flaw I should take for this character, ADD.
There you go.
Can I just put that on my sheet real quick?
It's I suppose it would be earn because you're like, oh look, no, don't look.
Yeah. But I believe that is with no sensory bonus for nose. That is 2 successes
Okay.
on perception primal urge. Since, oh dear God, I almost went blind when I did sense magic. Let's go with natural senses. Let's not do that again because now I still have a migraine.
Right.
And no ibuprofen, cleanse ibuprofen and awaken
You.
to help me. Albeit that may be from the hunger and the thirst.
You can actually smell the breeze coming out of the abyss. It smells, well,
Nasty.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna roll stamina check because that's gonna warrant him into a vomit pit.
It's like death, decay, like corruption, like even the breeze, like it's
Holly,
yeah.
I'm gotta look at my I can't look at the form modifiers because subnet was taken down, but so far that is like no successes.
Oh my God.
I need the form modifiers real quick.
Oh, for Hispo?
Yeah, for Hispo, for Sam,
Let's see.
Stamina.
The sheet want to come up? There we go. Finally, the website came up at least. W20.
And all the while, one part of his mind, he's thinking, well, at least I took Hispo. Hispo, I'm no longer cold, albeit it's still
Right.
kind of cold.
Come on, just show me the sheet. I want to download it.
Show her the sheet, people.
Any minute now.
Right? Oh, actually, Holly, I do have a thing for, I've got, he has bone rhythms and breath of Gaia, and he's been religiously performing those.
Okay.
So I know bone rhythms adds 1, and next perception primal urge roll I do, it's at a -2 difficulty.
Okay. Hispo does nothing for
Stamina.
Oh, for stamina it does +3.
Okay, so I get 4 more dice. Yay!
Nothing for perception as we expected.
Uh-huh.
1 die to bite.
Nice. That might come in handy.
3 to strength, 3 to stamina, 2 to dex.
Okay, so that's 2 successes for that stamina check. Thank you, bone rhythms. I don't have that additional die now until I can re-up the energies from bone rhythms.
Okay.
Now that I used it. But this next roll, if depending on what you give him for this roll, he should be probably need to roll again.
Do you really want to sniff the air in the abyss again?
No. But there's one thing that perception primal urge does sense is other supernatural. But then again, that air current's probably fucking with his nose.
Yeah.
Roiling.
Yeah.
So he's like, okay, so okay, this is what Curse of Aeol looks like. Now I need to figure out the hard way how to make the fog roll in. I'm gonna Holly. He's gonna roll intelligence check because there is one thing that Ice the Sky would have taught him is this, and at least one other, at least an Octana Third might that's well traveled in the Umbra might have taught him this. And my spec and creative is a creative logic. He's got 3 successes. I, he can manipulate the environment of the Umbra with a gnosis roll.
Okay.
Would that work at this moment?
I mean, I don't see why it isn't worth a try.
Okay, that's 6 math left for high gnosis right now. Math left for it. That should be 1 success.
1. Yep.
He's gonna try and have the fog roll back a little bit so you can have a better clear view of where he's going, so he doesn't actually go like haul off and walk right into the maw.
Okay. The mist kind of starts to roll away. Just not completely. It almost seems to form a path. It lightens up in some spots and disperses to make other areas darker.
Okay. He's probably thinking at this point he's thinking a prayer to Octana. It's like, thank you, Grandfather Octana. I'm going to bring you a whole lot of books, whole lot of lore after I get home. And he's going to follow the path.
Okay.
That should be that's more probably a minor ritual for Octana should have. Daily prayer to Grandfather Octana.
Right. This path actually, as you notice, starts bringing you closer and closer to the dark hole.
Bad abyss. Bad.
The giant black windy pit.
Let's see here. Let's see if he's going to see if he can do it a second time. Oh, look.
There you
go. Has a clear view of oh, look where he's at. But he's...
The mists thicken like a lot. They thicken to the point where you can see everything. It's like a very light fog. And the only thing around you is vacant land, the same terrain you've been walking, muddy and rocky, and this hole.
And there is no helping trying to get rid of that smell out of the nose.
No.
He's probably going to have that smell embedded in his nose for like ever.
Gross.
Yeah. So, and he has no appropriate sensory gifts for this type of thing. And Ride of the Questing Stone would not work even if you had it. Uh, he's going to chance his nose one more time to see if he can actually pick up a Guru scent or something, scent of something other than death and decay.
Okay.
Albeit he's going to probably
You have progressed further down along. You've kind of been walking along the side of it a ways, you've noticed.
yeah
Around it, so.
2 successes at Diff 9. He
Okay.
hopes that he smells something more than death and decay.
You don't smell death and decay. That the breeze that the wind that comes up in this area,
Mm-hmm.
there's a faint smell. It's definitely Guru, but it's it kind of the smells here kind of mix with like Guru blood. Some of these smells are old because they're very faint. Some Gaian, some worm.
Question: what would have been the difficulty for that primal urge roll?
You got 2 successes.
Okay, I just want to make sure because I still Breath of God -2 diff is the thing.
Oh.
But I don't think it would have been like brought it down to like diff 5.
Right. No, it wouldn't have brought it down that low.
Yeah, considering how close he is to the hole.
Mm-hmm.
Was there any like newer scents that he can follow?
Yeah, it's definitely heavy worm scent.
That one he's not wanting to follow just yet. Although is it living?
Yes.
And I'm assuming he can tell it's wolf.
Definitely.
Oh god. Let me guess, it's the only living scent he's smelling in the area.
No. No, there's one of the fainter smells
Mm-hmm.
is one of the scent of a Gaian Guru.
Okay, he's going to go for that one.
It actually draws you nearer to the edge, this smell does.
Please tell me it's not in the hole.
And
Please tell me it's not in the hole.
the smell actually goes down a path into it. It's like a small stone path, ledge like deal. In.
Oh god.
But from when you've been sniffing the area, you also pick up that this person wasn't left much of a choice because of how much worm scent was in the vicinity around this path.
Okay, so they took the less.
You pick up about 6 about eight different smells.
Mm-hmm.
Two of them being Gaian, the other six not.
He's going for the 2.
And one of them was definitely a dead smell. And
Okay.
then there were a few other of the dead smell on top of the on the other side, but one versus
The one that's
one was
living.
outnumbered, and the one that's Gaian and living pretty much was cornered into going one way to get the F out of this.
Okay, so. Oh, God. Uh, Grandfather Upton, please, if I survive this, you're so going to get all the lore, and all the love if I survive this. As he walks down the stone path, keeping his eyes glued to something, focusing on something, anything other than uh, what's in here, which I need to make a little power roll, I'm assuming, because
Yeah, if you're gonna look into the abyss, you kind of need a willpower roll.
even if he's looking just directly at ground.
Oh, just the ground, like at your feet?
Yeah,
Okay, you're not directly looking in.
okay, yeah, he's not looking yet. He's basically like looking at his paws, uh, pretty much counting his steps, just
Okay,
focusing on that. And so
so you're
he's,
focusing on the path in front of you and the smell.
yeah, basically just, so he's not centering his focus in the hole,
Okay.
because out of character, I see him getting the claustrophobia flaw so bad in here.
Well, you're descending, and there's very little light.
Uh,
And as you're moving, the path in front of you starts to thin out, but the
nope.
smell continues.
Uh, he's going to chance it at least once. This may hurt a little. Uh, that's at least one success
You
at manipulating the path
over your
to thicken it.
okay. So you get enough to get your hispo feet on it.
Yeah,
Your feet in full. It's still a little narrow. You're gonna have to shuffle across, but
he's gonna shuffle across and
Dex athletics.
that's at least 3 success to widen. What's the form modifiers for Dex and Hispo?
+2.
+2. And yay! I bet that's at least a rather decent roll. I love this roll. But he's burning the willpower, just all the same, just to make sure he does. That is that's 5 plus 4 is 9. A burnt willpower point for auto success. And roll. And he is Wonderwolf.
Wonder Wolf indeed. Okay. Wow.
He did widen a little bit more with that previous roll. Roll that was his gnosis roll to widen a little bit more. So he's not doing too
It
badly.
does until it does so naturally.
Okay. So
Once it does eventually become a much, much, much wider ledge.
okay.
It's rocky. These ledges are rocky, but it's wider.
Yeah. Just so he can, he's basically watching the path, but all the while in his head because he, I've read the Abyss from the Umbra book, so, uh, so I'm just gonna roll with it. He's going to be singing in his head, uh, the song by Shane Harper, uh, "Hold You Up" from God's Not Dead. Because he's knowing Abel, he's how sensitive he is to the mystical and the spiritual. He's feeling the presence of the abyss, trying to touch his mind,
You
and he's like,
do know what the title of this scene is, right?
"Knowing you, I can guess."
And when you gaze long into the abyss also gazes into you.
So basically, the abyss is hearing Abel singing, "When it's coming apart, you have it all," and basically it's the mental image it's getting is him singing to a statue of Grandfather Opena. Although it's not that great because he's no Galliard, but it's one of those. It's like a dad listening to his very ill talented son, a little kid's son, just sitting there singing.
Right.
Uh,
You
and
you're gonna go on in this fashion basically for
mhm,
quite some time,
all right, it's gonna be on loop.
descending deeper
Not gonna lie.
and deeper and deeper. You spend a lot of time traveling, and the smell kind of actually spreads to an extent
Okay.
along the wall, the back wall, and why don't you? It seems to linger. It seems like it stayed here for some time because it's literally all over the wall.
You want me to do a perception primal urge check, see if it moved, or
Uh, it does move on, but for some reason, it's like all over this wall. Like it leads you from your path like right to the wall and moves along it.
um, he's probably thinking a deterrent just in case he was pursued.
Well, roll your perception. Hmm.
Enigmas,
Perception enigmas, yes.
still a good roll. This is why I love the urges. And I fucking hate you ones. That's still at least 3 successes.
Yes, yes. Okay. Like it's it only seems to be up where the arms can reach all the way across the wall. And
Okay.
this ledge here is wide enough. It's actually going down into a tunnel. The open mouth of a tunnel as you look ahead of you. So this person wasn't going to be falling off the edge where they were standing. And they do
Right.
eventually move on.
Alright. And what
So
direction?
towards the tunnel. But something seems to catch your As you're thinking about this, you're kind of looking at the wall. You can roll your perception alertness because you get the feeling that there might be a little more to this with your perception enigmas. Anyone
Right,
who's in pursuit isn't going to waste time rubbing up against a wall for no reason.
right. Um, Perception alertness, you said? 5 dice. At -2 difficulty, which I believe when you said you didn't say set difficulty, it was what you at standard difficulty, so that's still at least 3
Okay. Uh,
with Breath the guy's bone to perception checks.
as you're looking at this wall, it seems like images are starting to take shape on the walls, like paintings just on this area. Um, and you notice there's you see spirits fighting worm creatures. You see Guru. You see many wars, but the thing that puts them all together, as you're noticing, a lot of these totems you haven't actually seen.
He's going to roll his intelligence spirit lore to recognize them.
Okay.
Uh, Unless they're worm, that's at least
Okay.
4
Well,
successes.
okay. That's legit. One of them, while you haven't actually seen it, you can assume that it's Croatan in one of the images, and yeah, it shows himself sacrificing himself against the Eater of Souls. This painting picture plays out on the walls.
I'm seeing the fall of the Croatan.
But then, yes.
I'm going to
But
need
uh,
do what would be appropriate here, rage or willpower?
oh boy,
Because that story is kind of a touchy subject with
yep.
Pure Lands.
Well, you could roll a rage, but the picture that you do see underneath it,
Mm-hmm.
there's glyphs, and they say, and you actually kind of, due to the darkness, almost sensory deprivation type deal.
Mm-hmm.
Not quite that point yet, but you actually think you're hearing voices.
He uh he
It's
does not frenzy.
it says it's I pulled a quote out of there. It would be familiar. It says, "Older brother is wise and teaches us wisdom, but he is also a little too wise for his own good, and so he teaches us humility. Younger brother is brave and teaches us bravery, but he is also a little too brave for his own good, and so he teaches us patience." And that kind of quote just kind of echoes in your mind. And the
Out of character, did I just get Croatan lore 1?
one second,
Or
we'll handle this out of the scene.
okay.
But it's a
uh,
soft. It's almost like it's the voice is playing in your head, but the images are spreading across the wall in front of you.
he doesn't necessarily frenzy because it was a +2 difficulty, but and you didn't say what diff, so it was standard,
Right.
so it was at 8. Luckily, he did get a 9, but a 1 took it away.
Gotcha.
So he failed, but he
Um,
does have a temporary rage.
okay. Well, and then you see one that you can assume is Bunyip, and you basically see the war of shame play out before you. Guru on Guru slaughter, and it pretty much ends with a few individuals, like this other picture popping up on the wall. Other individuals just disappearing, walking away but disappearing, which assumedly you meet into the Umbra.
Which I would be assuming that was the last remaining Bunyip.
Yeah.
Basically said, "Okay, we're booking it, bitches."
And the voices continue to play in your head. This time you hear, thousands of years we carried out our duty, and also we could be slain by our own cousins. I fear the apocalypse must already have come in the world beyond the ocean, and now it simply reaches us.
Okay, he doesn't frenzy again, but he has 2 temporary rage additional.
Okay.
Because this is
Another one actually plays out in front of you, just down below, and it's a very large black saber-toothed cat. It seems to be fighting alongside these other Incarna the same way they were fighting the worm for Gaia. And however, this picture seems to fade as it's doing so. And basically you just see glyphs that says, "What is lost is found." And when the picture's fading, it actually, you see claws and fire. It looks like marks made of, like claw marks of fire going over this black saber-tooth, where this black saber-tooth cat image was.
intelligence enigmas or spirit lore to recognize the kitty.
This kitty is a super high diff. It's that long.
Yeah, and
It's that long forgotten.
he's going to chance it. He's going to chance it, and he's burning a willpower, which brings him to a whopping 2 current willpower, which with the willpower he got 1.
Right. Okay. This you gather that it's older than any of these other ones you've seen. Due to it being a saber tooth, you would assume that it's a cat, a northern type cat.
Right.
But then glyphs start to form in front of you again, and it says Omni, reborn in fire.
Omni. He's going to roll his intelligence cosmology. At least 1 success at diff 9. He knows that everything is attracted to the abyss. Spirits and Guru sometimes get lost in here.
Right, so, but this is a name that doesn't seem to cross any of the lores. It seems it's very, very unknown, except for to the abyss.
So,
Eyes to the Sky has never mentioned it. None of the other, you haven't heard word on the Galliard's tongues. None of the other Rite Masters or Theurges. This is a true mystery to you.
Oh. Fuck. I want the kitty. This coming from a cannon's mouth. I want the kitty. Uh,
uh,
but he will progress down the path all the while thinking about more than likely the cat is somewhere in here.
as you progress, you get one more on the wall. The great white lion standing alongside a vacant space. It looks like there was something once there, but is no longer.
Which would be safe
Fighting
to.
worm creatures and a great spiral twisting below the lion. Looks like it's almost consuming it.
Oh shit. And intelligence, spirit lord, but he knows who this is. Because he's some Silverfang's patron by at once or twice, and that's 4 successes.
4 successes. This is the
He's
this is the actual howler totem.
yeah, he's out of character. I've read a couple of passages that some of the guru speculate that the White Tower Lion totem was somewhat tainted. And this picture kind of has some kind of speculating how.
And in the glyphs basically start rolling underneath it, and they basically state what is dead may never die. And then the lion, the image of the spiral and the lion fades, and it's replaced with a new white lion, standing as glorious and proud as ever.
He's going to look for glyphs.
And the image fades. The wall goes back. The wall stops showing you these visions, but they play in your mind. You can't seem to wipe them from your mind.
He's
You've
going
witnessed so many things.
Yeah, he's going to and be basically inside his head. There's like this. I just imagine this little bit of an image of Abel in the whole wolf transformation from Teen Wolf. He just smacks himself in the face and basically goes, "Okay, focus. We're supposed to be getting somebody home from here. Go back to the smell. We'll worry about the images later."
You follow the smell down into this tunnel a ways, and you can feel the air getting colder and colder because you're continuing to descend. I do need you to roll a willpower due to the sensory deprivation. It's getting harder to hear things and see things.
At diff 7, 2 successes.
Okay. So you're holding yourself together here.
Follow the nose. Follow the nose. The nose knows.
The path keeps going, but then you hear something, more wind coming up from somewhere. You can hear wind blowing through.
Is it coming, the scent coming from the direction of the air current?
It's more of that growth. It smells old. Like decay, it just smells like decay. It's old, musty smell.
Okay, so perception, primal urge. Don't fail me now. To try and keep the scent. 2 successes to keep the scent of the group.
Well, it keeps going right down the path it was in. You notice it stops in a few different places, but does essentially keep going straight ahead. Roll your perception alertness. It's hearing based.
All right. I should have freaking spect in perception or alertness, damn it. That's 1 success at the very least.
Oh, yes. You hear some faint movement coming from your left.
He will go to the movement. If the scent also comes with the movement.
Huh. Yes, it does.
Well, at least we know, no, out of character, it's not a Ragabash. On one hand, I love scent of running water. On the other hand, I hate it would hate it right now. Abel goes to the sound of movement and the smell.
If you follow it, the smell is much, much stronger. And when you come upon the source, it is a woman. Looks like she's been down there for a long time. Because her clothes are disheveled, so on and so forth. Her hair is crazy. Let's see if I can find that. She kind of looks like that. More modern style clothing. But they're destroyed.
Yeah.
And she's actually kind of sitting in well, hey, why don't you roll your perception alertness on what she's sitting in? She looks like she's in a defensive stance, for the record.
1 success.
1 success. Well, you don't really note fully what she's kneeling in, but the sounds of the things push together and hitting against each other underneath her when she moves slightly to get in a better stance. She's not coming at you, obviously, but she's watching you warily. It doesn't sound like rocks or anything that's underneath her.
He's gonna try it one more time to see if he can get clear sound.
Yeah.
2 successes.
Sounds like bones.
So more than likely one of her kills.
Yep, it sounds like bones, and it actually smells heavily of decay in here.
So more than likely,
Old death. So it's not like fresh.
yeah. So more than
Old
likely
death.
one of her kills, and she's been more than likely eaten it. He will slowly and cautiously come up to her and sit down on his haunches. And in the Guru
She
tongue,
backs away.
tongue, she'll hear a very dehydrated voice, like that he's been chewing gravel voice. He'll say, out of character, what was the name of the person who was looking for?
Setau.
She'll hear, "Are you Setau?"
She shakes her head as she stares at you.
He will roll perception, primal urge. What pure breed is she throwing off?
Pure breed that she's throwing off?
Yes.
She's not throwing off any pure breed.
But she smells smells Cayenne brew.
Yep.
Okay, so probably an adopted, a bonar.
The impression you're getting from when you look at her is either she came down super recently, or she's been here long enough where this is kind of what rolled with things from being down here.
Yeah.
Survival, as it were.
He goes, "You do not need to fear me. I'm here looking for someone named Setau, but you may come with me. I have a way home."
She kind of eases up a little bit and actually lowers the knife. And she looks at you. Is this a trick?
No trick.
You're not one of them.
Do not trust your own nose.
I've been down here so long, everything smells the same. You even smell like it.
Well, let me introduce myself. I'm currently known as Wakes the Dragon Atoned in Silver.
She just kind of looks at you, and she's kind of gonna try to. Well, shoot, it didn't see what you saw, so never mind.
Peony? She's trying to peony him?
No. Where? How did you gain your names? Wakes the Dragon. Atoned in Silver.
I come back.
I understand what the Atoned in Silver means, but this Wakes the Dragon. She kind of like is looking around in a very paranoid fashion.
My overconfidence blinded me to something that caused a bigger problem.
Okay. I have drank too much coffee.
Okay, so bathroom break.
Yep, take a break. Do what you need to do.
Okay.
Folks, it's break time.
Intermission.
Yep, intermission. Insert miscellaneous tunes here. All right, see you in a few.
You can be anything. Strong, inhibited, smart enough, but you're so caught up in being good, taking care of each other. Wouldn't care. Because it pisses me off.
Alrighty. So,
Hold on.
okay.
Okay. Are you back?
Yes, I am.
Alright.
Oh boy. Okay.
She asked him how he got his name.
Yes.
He said, my overconfidence awakened something that should never have been awakened. And it blinded me to what was going on.
She raises a brow. And she says, "What have you done?" Awoken something that should not be awakened. There are many things that should not be awakened.
Well, I don't know if it was me or a collective series of events that led to what I did. But I went and investigated a site of great power that was tied to a spirit. Come to find out, it was Green Dragon of old.
She looks at you and her eyes grow wide. Like it's hard to tell whether it's shock or disbelief.
I went ahead and tried to cleanse it because I thought, due to my eyes, it was still early. It was all the way awake yet by the people I was helping investigate the site with, what they were doing into it. It was still half asleep from what they were doing. And then I proceeded into performing the rite of cleansing and rite of the open sky on what was tantamount to being the heart of the Incarna itself.
She just stares at you, that same wide-eyed expression, and she kind of actually backs away slightly.
That mistake led me to Erebus.
And you are led to this hellhole.
By the Lady of the Silver Lake looking for the Setau.
I do not know who this Setau is. I don't even know how long I've been here.
Out of character, she's looking at him, and we're in the Umbra, so his spirit heritage is obvious.
Okay. Well,
she would notice the 3 antlers have grown out a bit, though. But she would does she have a spirit lord?
no, she's got a lot of it.
I'm knowing freaking Giovanna. I'm just gonna go with she has a up there spirit lord. This is a very young son of Octena, and he just told her this. But he will. Go ahead.
You are in above your head here.
I gather that. I've been over my head since I started this path.
Have you seen them?
What
Are they
them?
following you?
What them? I smelled worm taint when I came in here.
They live here.
He's going to roll his intelligence cosmology at a high diff. And unless you say otherwise, that's 3 successes to know that.
There's a small hive in the abyss.
Well, they've moved off right now, but I need, if you'd like to come with and finally come home, I can get you and the Setau out of here, and hopefully my presence has gone unnoticed.
Mine hasn't. They've been hunting me for... I don't know.
Do you remember your name? Do you remember your name?
It doesn't even matter anymore.
Well, you're going to need it when I'm able to get you home. I told you mine.
She clearly... She doesn't remember it. She's been down here for too long. Like I said, it doesn't matter to her anymore. She's been playing the survival game.
I can get you in the Setau home if you would like to come with me. Like you said, I'm in over my head, and it looks like you are as well.
And try to leave this place.
There has to be some. He had to have heard stories about the abyss.
She's definitely suffering. So, cuckoo.
Yeah, the woohoo. Oh, look at her. He knows something.
Yes. What exactly are you looking to know?
The way out of the abyss is down. And with that, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes to know that.
Yep. Go
Well,
deeper into into this hellhole.
hopefully the one I seek has its way out. I don't have an elder's reservoir of gnosis. I can so far have tested it, exerted my influence on this realm, and in short bursts, opening a portal back to the Gaian realm would be taxing for me.
We should move before they
At
find
least,
us.
at least, and he'll at that signal he'll get up. At least with 3 of us together, we might be able to open the portal. I'm gonna assume she's got like a 10 in total in perception alertness.
Considering she's been hanging out and it's dark here forever.
Yeah, and her eyes are more attuned into the wolf than he is his. She notices he's deprayed near one of the antlers. Although it's rather short, it's concealed by an ear. But she could definitely recognize that it's an anchorhead, and he will fall in beside her and
Descend.
descend into the hole.
This hole. Um, oh, where is it?
Yes, let's cultivate this lovely thing called renown, bringing back more than one guru from the abyss. I could actually, judging by that picture, I can assume she's either a Black Fury or
She
Death
does have
Nurse.
she has an accent.
Perception,
Which I guess I
alertness,
should have pointed out.
alertness or empathy.
The accent isn't hard to miss. It's
Okay.
not empathy, so
Alertness.
maybe even intelligence. Do you know what it
Intelligence.
is?
Oh, okay. That's
It's not hard to miss. You know it's there. So
even better of a dice pull. Intelligence alertness. You know what? I'm so glad I picked creative logic as my intelligence back.
what did you get?
2, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, 7.
At diff 6, I'm assuming.
It is it's kind of a Irish or Scottish sounding accent.
He will say to hint at your lineage. You sound like one of Stack's brood.
She just like half smiles and she keeps looking around, paranoid.
Yeah, he's going to roll his perception primal urge because he's going by nose, even though that as soon as we get away from the dead shit. What would be the difficulty right now? Even though I have
For
2 8s.
I'm sorry, what
For
do you,
primal.
primal urge?
Yeah,
You have 2 8s, you said?
2 8s. With the breath of God minor right boon, the difficulty would have been lowered by 2.
Okay. And the 2 8s were your only successes?
I'm assuming considering well, I didn't ask what the diff was before I rolled. Um, if you if we go with standard, it would have been 4 successes. If it's not, it's I still have the 2 8s.
Okay. Well, there's 2 8s. She's it smells it definitely smells somewhat like Fiona.
Around her.
Yeah, somewhat, but not.
Okay. Maybe it's the abyss. She's been down here so long. It's kind of wearing thin on that.
Right.
Um, and she's going to move his nose back and forth, sweeping to where he will try and look for another guy instant down in the hole.
There isn't one. The two of you are the only thing that you can smell of that nature. Let's go before they find us.
Right.
Her head just kind of snaps down the tunnel in a paranoid fashion.
Yep, and
She
he will
turns
follow.
back towards the entrance that you walked through.
Mm-hmm.
And she kind of grabs you by the arm and she's like, "Let's go." And she just starts moving.
That's going to be interesting because he's in his boat. So he
she starts moving. She's pretty much like, "Come on, tugging."
Yeah, he will shift into Lupus because right now he really doesn't need the combat muscles. He needs the speed muscles, and while he's running, he gets 2 successes to shift into Lupus.
Okay. She's not really running. She's just kind of pulling him.
Yeah,
Quick,
he's
moving faster.
Yeah, he's doing did it just to keep up with her.
And she's definitely like very paranoid. She glances over her shoulder like almost every time you're looking at her, like head turning constantly.
And now that I've got into the the perception bonus of Lupus, yay! Perception primal urge -4 difficulty with the ritual.
What ritual now?
Breath of Gaia.
And you need the difficulty.
It's yeah, with at a -4 mod. With him being in Lupus now.
You're modified. It's a diff 5.
All right. Wow, was it diff 9?
In the abyss.
In the abyss, everything is diff 9 or higher.
Because it sucks. The
um,
abyss is a nasty, nasty place.
3's diff 5. It's diff 5 or higher. It looks like 3 successes still.
Okay.
He's basically searching Searching for a spot where the Umbra is weakest, where he can basically just hopefully open a small enough portal for both of them to come through, and hopefully not be in deeper.
Hopefully not be in deeper.
Well,
Oh, boy.
slip through the cracks of the abyss. And hopefully he doesn't just fall onto the silver path. And he finds it, and one success to open a portal.
You open a portal,
Yeah.
and you are fine. You find yourself in a space in another, almost like it's another path, and there's miscellaneous gold lining it.
Fuck. Oh god. No. No, this is. Oh god. Out of character, this is so bad. But in character, he goes. Oh shit. The gold path.
Why? We should have just stayed where we were.
Out of character, which path was that hive on?
Which path is what?
The hive on?
I believe it was the iron. I could be wrong.
Basically, he just traded one evil thing for another evil thing. All that gold, can't use it.
You don't want to take that.
Nope. Okay. So, I don't know if this is better or worse, and I'm being sarcastic.
I want both of you roll your dex athlete.
Dex athletics. 7 and what's and I believe it's +2 on Dex and Lupus.
Oh, she got 1.
What's the form modifier fire for Lupus?
+2 to dex.
Alright, so
I believe maybe it's +2 or +3.
Alright. What is this diff 8 you speak of?
Right? You got this. She's a little shaky as you guys are moving through it. Kind of stops to make sure her footing is good because she can feel it slipping a little from time to time. But are you kidding me? You have no problems.
What's even more funny, he's got a spec in parkour for athletics, but I don't think it applies. All of a sudden, he just starts bouncing off the walls like an acrobat.
You can actually hear coming up from behind you where you're at here.
Oh, jeez.
Distant howls. They're distant.
Oh, fuck balls.
And she just looks at you and she says, "Let's go."
And she starts walking very, very sneaky.
Very carefully.
What is his stealth score? And by the way, I'm buying Curse of Aeolus at downtime.
And
That's 6 because you said 2 and 3 is 5 plus 1 is 1 success.
It actually.
He's not all that's it. He's not a
I'm not
ninja,
all
but
that stealthy. She's not even that stealthy. Just because of the treacherous terrain on this path.
yeah, he's not a ninja, but he's a little bit more stealthy than she is.
You guys descend down this path for a very long time. Let's roll 2 more Dex Athletics rolls for over the time period. Same.
Question: would parkour freaking be applicable spec?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Oh
can,
God.
can explode?
5
plus
well, that
4.
is that is no successes, so that is a triple botch
Oh God.
on her half. Yeah. She
I
goes to take a step and slips.
I at least save her by grabbing at her ankle with my mouth.
1 second, I gotta take a phone call.
Okay. For the viewers at home, that is 4 successes, and that is the most pretty roll I've had in a while, even with ones.
Okay, sorry about that.
It's okay.
Yeah, so she slips and goes down. Let's see if she can roll a Dex Athletics to at
Abel's
least
got
grab
4 successes thanks to that spec.
right.
Probably that's
Oh,
still
I
not
missed a
enough.
die.
Oh, GM ST problems.
3, okay. So she manages to grab herself because she had 3.
Okay.
But now here's the question.
You said how many more rolls?
We have a strength check to make to see if she can keep herself up. Oh, I would say so. Oh my God.
Oh
Flat
wow.
strength. Yeah.
I
And she's her hands are on the edge of this ledge, and she's just like, she looks absolutely mortified. She looks like she has nearly shit her pants. She's clinging onto this. Now, here's the real kicker, pulling herself back up.
Abel is going to spin a rage to one of the surplus rages to actually he can do this and do this. He relaxes into Hamid form and helps her try to pull her up.
Okay, so you roll your strength. She's also gonna roll hers because she's gonna use, if you've probably got enough room to get her by one hand, so she can use her other one.
Depending on the difficulty, it's at least 2 successes.
2, okay. 2, 3, 4, 5. Between the 2 of you, you can get her up. And she literally, once she's up, she sits there, like her back to the wall, like, oh. For a second, collecting her composure.
All right, and
So you have that
Yes.
incident on your first roll there.
hopefully that's the only incident.
Right?
Um,
All right, Dex Ath. Here's the
well,
second
I
one.
get a Hamid picture that's not complete number.
Right.
Dex Athletics.
Yep, another one. Oh
That's
God.
not
Oh
that
God,
great
she
in this
did it
one.
again. She
Oh,
gets back up
golly,
and
woman,
slips. Well, she
woman,
doesn't get back up
woman,
and slip, I
what?
should say. She gets up, and this is a ways down the way.
Okay,
Catches her
so
footing wrong, like there's a
he's
rock that was unexpected there, and she kind of caused her to lose her footing.
2, 3, 4,
That wasn't as
5,
bad though.
5 successes.
That was a fail, not a botch. So
Oh, that's good. He's got 5
she
successes. He can add
yeah
conceivably capture.
she falls, but only goes to her knees, and a foot is hanging off the edge.
He's probably got her by the armpit, but he's going to, hopefully we can do this together, do that strength check again to pull her back up, which, 1 success
Oh, well,
on my
she's
end.
only on her knees. Only 1 foot's off the edge, so she's safe. She's
Okay.
literally now like leaned forward with her hands on the wall and sliding her 1 foot forward and slowly bringing herself back up. She just kind of looks at you like, oh boy. That's the look on her face.
Yeah.
She looked like she was shitting her pants initially or afraid when she met you and then nearly died
Now he's
earlier in this
just like,
path.
oh shit.
Now she's like, we're doomed. We're doomed.
Let's just try and keep going. I'm guessing one more. Athletics.
One more.
Dex, athletics. 3 plus 4
Okay,
is
she got 2 on that one. She's legit. Or sorry, 3. Technically 3 successes.
that is
2.
2.
So you guys are both doing all right. Okay, you're slowing down a little, but you've been on it.
Yeah, he's getting to where he's not that completely sure about the terrain anymore. It's not. It's getting to where it's not feeling all that familiar to the skyscrapers in Minneapolis.
And you eventually do find yourself off of this path in a spot where it's kind of open on either side, and you can hear and feel the winds of the abyss
Fuck me.
blowing against you.
Let's see here. Perception, primal urge. At a difficulty of. At what difficulty?
For what are you trying to perception primal urge? Just
another weak spot in the Umbra to try and open another portal.
There is a spot, but that spot you notice actually you see a slight disturbance in the darkness in that spot, almost like a swirling in that spot.
And it's a little bit, it's
And
probably too dark for him to see what swirling is. What's causing it.
actually some light starts to form. It's very faint. And you hear a voice coming from this. And it says, it asks you who comes to my home. It's kind of a raspy, quieter voice.
Another primal urge check, which I don't know the difficulty.
something slowly begins to take form in that.
Please say it's Guru. Please say it's Guru.
You see. Hold on, I gotta get it.
It's that wolf picture you had earlier.
Ah, dang it.
It's too.
It's a man's chest. No, what you see is that picture is too big.
Yeah.
What you see is a man. It's the shape of a man, but he's got a full black hood over his face. Like really, all that you can see is maybe a little bit of his nose because he's also got something covering the lower half of his face. He's not. He's got a middle. The color looks almost like it's tan. It's dark.
Okay.
It's not black. It's not white. It's kind of like, well, Arab almost. The color would be like, that would be the best way to describe what you could think of
Abel
in regards to an appearance. But
yeah, Abel does a perception primal urge check with his nifty -2 difficulty from Breath of Gaia. That's at least 2 successes.
Guru rolls strong with this one, but so does Spirit.
Gaian?
Gaian.
Yeah, same voice because he's going on probably extremely dehydrated and hungry if he was in the Tellurian. Abel goes, I come seeking Guru to take home, one in particular by the name of Setau. The Lady of the Lake says it's time.
He laughs and he says, I am Setau, and I am home.
The Lady of the Silver Lake tells you, sends her regards and says it's time.
It is time. I know what she means. I know what it is time. Do you think I have not dwelt here long enough to not notice the carvings on the walls and how they change?
Oh yeah. Not a happy, a good thing. We're looking.
It is time is intended for me to prepare. Time to start to prepare. I am not leaving my home just yet, but the time will come when I must, and that is when I am prepared.
But I must, since you're preparing here, I have to turn myself and my
He
friend
actually
here.
does seem very clear-headed about this, by the way.
Yeah, he's not. He's actually taking notice of this, and
The brews that you do smell is
but he does.
oddly enough, the tribe, like the tribe that you're picking up, is Glasswalker, if I recall.
Couldn't tell that because they don't have pure breed.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's one of the restrictions. No pure breed for Glasswalkers, no ancestor channel, nada.
Yeah.
He basically goes, I need to get myself and my friend here home to the Tellurian. If you know,
I can get you home. He smiles.
I thank you.
And he reaches a hand forward, and his hand is bare. The rest of him is covered in black. There's a tattoo on his hand. It's not really anything. It's just kind of almost like a tribal thing. You can't tell what.
Yeah.
At this point. and the darkness in the abyss begins to do that same swirling it had when he arrived. Only it's directly on the path in front of you.
All right.
There's your way home.
I thank you, and he will bow. He he's being polite. He doesn't know how to address the Setau other than by his name, as far as titles, because he doesn't know what rank he is.
Well, that's actually something usually you can sense.
Uh,
Because he seems almost mostly spirit as well. It's the rank seems irrelevant almost
right.
because he's mostly spirit.
And so basically, the etiquette and protocols with spirits, not normal guru.
Right.
So
And he says, "Well, what are you waiting for? That thing's gonna close eventually."
he will grab will at least gently take what's her name by the arm and lead her out through the portal.
She actually looks hesitant, unsure what to expect.
Come on.
And then that's when you feel it. He pushes his hand towards you abruptly. He doesn't touch you, but you feel a wind to just push you into this.
He
portal.
let the wind take him, but he's going to guessing Dex athletics check.
When he pushes you through the portal and you land, yes, definitely a Dex athletics for both of you. Standard.
And 4
4
for him.
She has 1.
For,
so she kind of just
parkour pause.
Yeah, she falls, but it's not too hard of a fall. She's at least able to keep herself from hitting too hard. You guys are sitting in the grass
He will
in a field.
And roll guess perception alertness. See if he actually he has a eidetic memory. He's got a eidetic memory. So he's looking for any discernible landmarkers of windswept frost.
There's nothing of that except here. This area isn't familiar to you, but if you roll your perception primal urge.
Okay. And one more die. Actually, let me reroll that. And
okay.
With
That's
the
fine.
difficulty at standard, it's 3.
It smells very, very similar to the forest of the windswept frost, but it's not. Which leads you to believe that you're at least in the right country and state. And kind of surrounding area, but you're not directly at the sept.
Okay, so he's thinking probably somewhere off the beaten path, a little bit farther away, where he doesn't recognize, hasn't explored yet.
Right. So Abel, you are back. I unfortunately have to get ready for an appointment.
All right.
So we are going to leave Abel here and keep an eye on the rumor board.
Yay!
Because I'm going to make a post revolving something around this, and we'll assume that Abel is trying to find his way back to the sept.
Yep.
With this lady from the abyss that can't remember her name.
Yep. And
or thought it no longer mattered.
Well, we can also retake this up in blue booking, because
right.
Gatherings at the Windswept Frost Group.
Absolutely. Yep. Okay.
Yay.
So we're gonna call this here. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching.